What if the most powerful thing you could do for your longevity, your heart, your brain, and your energy happened before 9 o'clock in the morning? Science has now confirmed what the world's longest-lived people have quietly practiced for generations. The way you start your morning is one of the single strongest predictors of how long and how well you will live. And the best part? None of these habits cost a penny. None of them take more than a few minutes, and every single one of them is backed by real research. Stay with me, because what you do in the next hour after waking up could literally add years to your life. Welcome back to Healthy Living After 50. I'm Dr. Michael Kent, and today we are talking about something that I genuinely believe has the power to transform your health. Not over months or years, but starting from the very next morning after you watch this video. We are talking about your morning routine, and specifically, 5 habits that research has linked to longer life, sharper thinking, stronger hearts, and better mental health in adults over 50. Now, I want to be honest with you from the very beginning. This video is not about a complicated wellness ritual that requires you to wake up at 5 a.m., meditate for an hour, and drink a green smoothie that tastes like lawn clippings. Everything I am going to share today is simple, realistic, and achievable, even on your busiest mornings. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency. Because when it comes to longevity, small habits done consistently day after day, year after year, are infinitely more powerful than dramatic gestures done once in a while. So let's get into the 5 morning habits that can genuinely add years to your life after 50. I want you to watch to the end, because the 5th habit is the one that most people completely overlook. And it may be the most powerful one on the entire list. Habit 1. Hydrate before you do anything else. The very first thing most people do when they wake up is reach for their phone. The very first thing your body actually needs is water. Here is what is happening inside your body every single night while you sleep. You are losing fluid. You are breathing it out, sweating it out, and going through the natural processes that leave you mildly dehydrated by morning. And that dehydration, even when it is mild, has immediate and measurable effects on your brain function, your energy levels, your blood pressure, and your digestion. Research shows that even being just 1 to 2% dehydrated impairs cognitive performance, increases feelings of fatigue, and puts extra strain on your cardiovascular system, the exact system that becomes more vulnerable after 50. The habit is beautifully simple. Before you have your coffee, before you check your messages, before you do anything else, drink a full glass of water. Not a sip, a full glass. Ideally, keep it on your nightstand the night before so it is the first thing you reach for. Some people add a squeeze of lemon, which adds a small dose of vitamin C and can gently support digestion. Some people add a tiny pinch of sea salt for trace minerals. But plain water works perfectly well and is all you truly need. This 1-minute habit, done every single morning, improves kidney function, supports blood pressure regulation, boosts morning energy, and helps your digestive system start moving, all before your day has even begun. It is the simplest longevity habit you will ever adopt, and it is one of the most effective. Habit 2. Get outside for morning light. Within 30 minutes of waking. This habit sounds almost too simple to be as powerful as it is, and yet the science behind it is genuinely extraordinary. Within 30 minutes of waking up, get outside and expose your eyes to natural daylight. Not through a window, not through sunglasses. Directly outside, in the open air, with your eyes open to the natural light of the morning sky. You do not need to stare at the sun. You simply need to be outside in daylight for 10 to 15 minutes. Here is why this matters so profoundly. Your body has an internal master clock, your circadian rhythm, that regulates virtually every system in your body, your sleep cycles, your hormone release, your metabolism, your immune function, your mood, your cardiovascular rhythm. All of it runs on this internal clock, and that clock is set and synchronized every single day by one primary signal: morning light hitting the retina. When you go outside within 30 minutes of waking and expose yourself to natural daylight, You send a powerful signal to your brain and every organ in your body that says, it is daytime. It is time to be alert, time to be well, time to function at full capacity. This triggers a cascade of hormonal and neurological events that improve your energy throughout the day, dramatically improve the quality of your sleep that night, stabilize your mood, and support healthy cortisol rhythms. Research from Stanford neuroscientist Dr. Andrew Huberman has shown that this single habit, morning light exposure, is one of the most impactful things a human being can do for their overall health and longevity. And it is completely free. Walk to your mailbox, sit on your porch, walk around the block. 10 minutes in the morning light. Start tomorrow. Habit 3. Move your body before your mind gets busy. Here is a truth about human psychology that every person over 50 needs to hear. The longer you wait to exercise during the day, the less likely you are to do it. Life fills up. Responsibilities pile on. Energy fades. By 4 p.m., the intention you had at 8 a.m. to go for a walk later has been swallowed by everything that happened in between. This is not a willpower problem. This is biology. And the solution is to move your body before your day has a chance to get in the way. Morning movement does not have to be intense. I am not asking you to run a 5K before breakfast. Research consistently shows that even 10 to 15 minutes of moderate morning movement, a brisk walk, a gentle yoga routine, some light stretching, a set of bodyweight exercises, delivers significant and measurable health benefits. Morning exercise after 50 has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity throughout the entire day, meaning your body manages blood sugar more effectively for hours after that brief movement session. It lowers morning blood pressure, which is particularly important because blood pressure tends to spike in the early morning hours, and this is when cardiovascular events are statistically most common. Morning movement boosts brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein your brain produces that essentially acts like fertilizer for your neurons, protecting against cognitive decline and improving memory and focus for hours afterward. And it triggers the release of endorphins that create a mood baseline for the entire day that is simply impossible to achieve when you spend your morning sedentary. Even if exercise is the only morning habit from this list that you adopt, the research suggests it will add measurable years to your healthy life expectancy. But ideally, you combine it with the others, and that is when the real magic happens. Habit 4. Eat a high-protein breakfast, or don't eat until you're truly hungry. This habit comes with two options, because the research is genuinely nuanced on the topic of breakfast, and I want to give you accurate information rather than a one-size-fits-all rule. Here is what the science actually shows. If you are going to eat breakfast, make it high in protein. And if you are not particularly hungry in the morning, it is completely acceptable, and in some cases beneficial, to wait until genuine hunger signals arrive before eating your first meal. Let's start with the protein case, because this is where the evidence for adults over 50 is especially strong. After the age of 50, your body becomes less efficient at synthesizing protein into muscle tissue, a process called muscle protein synthesis. This means you need more protein than a younger person to achieve the same muscle building and muscle preserving effect. Muscle mass is not just about how you look or how strong you feel. It is a primary driver of metabolic rate, blood sugar regulation, bone density, fall prevention, and overall longevity. Every decade after 50, adults who do not actively preserve their muscle mass lose approximately 3 to 5% of it per year. This loss, called sarcopenia, is directly linked to frailty, disability, and earlier death. A high-protein morning meal, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, a protein smoothie, jumpstarts muscle protein synthesis early in the day and sets a nutritional tone that tends to lead to better food choices throughout the rest of the day. Aim for at least 25 to 30 grams of protein at your first meal. That is roughly 3 eggs, or a large serving of Greek yogurt, or a good quality protein shake. This single nutritional habit, done consistently, is one of the most powerful tools available for healthy aging after 50. Now, for those who are not hungry in the morning, and many people genuinely are not, There is solid research supporting time-restricted eating, where your first meal is delayed by a few hours. This approach has been associated with improved insulin sensitivity, reduced inflammation, and, in some studies, better cardiovascular markers. The key is that when you do eat your first meal, it should still be rich in protein and nutrient-dense whole foods. What you must not do is skip breakfast and then compensate with high-sugar, high-refined carbohydrate foods mid-morning. That pattern is associated with worse metabolic outcomes, not better ones. Eat when you are hungry, eat protein first, and eat real food. That is the morning nutrition principle that the research supports most strongly. Habit 5. Spend 5 minutes setting your intention for the day. I told you the fifth habit was the one most people overlook. And here it is. And before you scroll past thinking this sounds too soft or too abstract, I want you to hear the science, because it is genuinely compelling. 5 minutes every morning spent in deliberate, quiet reflection, call it intention setting, journaling, prayer, gratitude practice, or simply sitting with your thoughts, has been associated in multiple large-scale studies with measurably better health outcomes, longer life, and dramatically lower rates of depression and anxiety in adults over 50. Here is why this works at a biological level. When you wake up and immediately reach for your phone, turn on the news, or launch into the demands of your day, you activate your stress response immediately. Cortisol, your primary stress hormone, which is naturally elevated in the first 30 minutes after waking, gets amplified by the flood of information, demands, and stimulation. Over time, chronically elevated morning cortisol is linked to higher blood pressure, disrupted sleep, impaired immune function, increased visceral fat around the organs, and accelerated cognitive aging. 5 minutes of quiet, intentional practice interrupts this pattern. It allows cortisol to normalize naturally. It activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and regulate branch that is responsible for healing, digestion, and immune function. And it gives you something that the world's longest-lived people in blue zone communities have in abundance: a sense of purpose and meaning that you consciously reconnect with each morning. The practice itself does not need to be complicated. Some people write 3 things they are grateful for. Some people write 1 sentence about what they intend to focus on or contribute today. Some people simply sit quietly with a cup of tea and breathe intentionally for 5 minutes. Some people pray. Some people read a single page of something inspiring or meaningful. The format matters far less than the consistency. What matters is that for 5 minutes each morning, before the world makes its demands of you, you make contact with your own inner life, your values, your purpose, the people you love, the things that make your life worth living. Because research from the Harvard Study of Adult Development, the longest-running study on human happiness ever conducted, found that a clear sense of meaning and purpose in daily life is one of the strongest predictors of both longevity and quality of life in the second half of life. 5 quiet minutes every morning. It may be the most important investment you make all day. So, there they are. The 5 morning habits that research has linked to longer, healthier, more vibrant life after 50. Drink a full glass of water the moment you wake up. Get outside for 10 to 15 minutes of natural morning light within 30 minutes of rising. Move your body before your day gets in the way. Eat a high-protein first meal, or wait until genuine hunger arrives, and eat well when you do. And spend 5 quiet minutes reconnecting with your purpose and your gratitude before the world makes its demands of you. Now here is the most important thing I want you to take away from today. You do not need to start all 5 tomorrow. In fact, I would encourage you not to try. Pick one, just one habit from this list, and commit to it for the next 7 days. Just 7 days. Make it automatic before you add the next one. Stack them slowly, one on top of another, and within a month you will have built a morning routine that is genuinely transforming your biology, your hormones, your brain, your cardiovascular system, your metabolism, before most people have even finished checking their messages. If this video gave you something valuable today, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button right now. It takes 1 second and it helps so many other people over 50 find this content when they need it most. Leave me a comment below and tell me which of these 5 habits you are going to start with tomorrow morning. I read every single comment and I genuinely want to know. Share this video with someone in your life who is over 50 and deserves to live their healthiest years yet. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do that now. We publish every week on healthy aging, nutrition, fitness, and everything that helps you live stronger after 50. I'm Dr. Michael Kent. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.